Howdy, all of you delicious people. Today, people, we are going to go back, without a fact, we are going to go back to Ghostbusters. Going to do some more Ghostbusters gameplay. So, hopefully, I'm going to bump the volume jam, and get right to it. If anything, I am not sure exactly, but if anything, this shirt that you see here might be familiar if you're following this series, because I might be doing some back-to-back shootings tonight. Trying to do dose videos of the Ghostbusters. More than likely, because I spent so much time the night before shooting a lot of stuff. So if anything, I am going to be recording a lot of stuff to be put out. Especially with certain ones of these games, especially Catherine, especially this. I realistically had to do as much as possible in one shot. Otherwise, I would have to spend a ton of time. Like, ideally, it's good to shoot these, like, all in one shot, simply because, like, now I have time to do the next video. Which, hopefully, Catherine, I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to get back to that. That was an arduous process to shoot that the first time. And then I hit a brick wall with that game. So, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back to that one as quickly. But this one is fairly simple to do, luckily. Let's bust out some more ghosts and let's see where this video will go.
So this is what the public library looks like on the far side of a cross-dimensional portal.
It's one of infinite potential configurations. You know, theoretically.
This, again, if people are fans of the movie...
yes, well, this looks like the Gozerian configuration.
A lot of this will just be like, huh?
Watch out, black slime.
We're getting to a point in the game where there's a ton of non-movie references. So, or there's a ton of...
Keep your head down and keep hitting these portals. One of them has got to lead out.
There's just a ton of stuff that wasn't done in any of the movies or any of the cartoons. This was just done for the game.
Well, they're certainly aware of our presence.
A little loud. There, just a heads up, there might be times where I'm going to be talking over the commentary of the other guys. Because there's so much that they have to say. So, if anything, that is what the subtitles are for. So, keep that in mind when you are viewing this time around. But if anything, I'm still doing all the PKE side stuff and all those things. So, again, if people don't want to see those, then... let me know in the comments below. But I'm just going to keep going through the game as if I would just, I guess, normally just play it. So many bookstack monsters in here. So many. Yeah, good luck getting around that. The further along we get into the game, it seems like we have smaller and smaller spaces to fight things in.
Well, that was embarrassing.
Good thing we recorded
it. Looks like a good place for slime tether. To stretch a slime tether, point and launch the first anchor, then point and shoot the second.
Here's where the slime tether stuff comes in. A lot of a lot of these videos that you're gonna see here is me frantically buying a ton of stuff. So if that becomes annoying,
Launch slime tether will then contract.
I'm sorry. It's just the way.
The more tethers you attach to a point, the stronger the resulting reaction.
It's just the way the game
Ectoplasmic
goes
charge has a
because
short half-life. Tethers will grow brittle over time and then break. You can blast an existing tether with any other equipment type to destroy it. Like a pro!
that shouldn't have taken so many tethers to get down, but oh well. I normally would get it down with like 2, but
Huh, would you look at that? Heck, we should be able to put that back into place.
yeah, if anything, for most of this, it was very familiar.
Ghost world or no, the principle of leverage should still work the same anywhere. Ah, yeah, you're on fire, Cadet.
Ray, it occurs to me that these events are interrelated.
The Gozerian exhibit, the huge energy pulse, the Sedgwick Hotel, the return of Stay Puft. Yeah.
Yes, even this, all pointing back to a single point of origin.
Elissa?
Elissa.
What is up with the females of this of these series? Is like they have.
Still there? Watch out. The mirrors aren't what they seem.
It's like the women like have this kind of spiritual like magnet to them, and whoever we pick, whoever the girl is, like even like we're gonna get into some more ghosts here. Yeah, which I enjoy. I like busting the actual ghosts rather than doing all those like book monsters and all this. Like I like the traditional like monster where you can just trap them and it's all good. I miss like doing those because there's so many other like poltergeisty kind of ghosts and it gets annoying. Yeah, but even Kylie Griffin, of course the female ghost in Extreme Ghostbusters, she very much was like a ghost magnet, so to speak. Even though she did kind of in a lot of ways try to have the ghosts it's like it's not like she wasn't it's kind of like she was just kind of like advertising, hey, any ghosts come to me kind of thing too, because she had the whole like Ouija board set up and she was trying to like speak to her like grandmother or something from the other side, and like she would collect all these books trying to figure out how to talk to ghosts and everything like that. So technically, she was advertising it. So that's on her, so. Like, Dana Barrett, she didn't, out of all the women, she didn't advertise it. Like, the girl that's researching the Gozerian, like, that's on her. But, like, Dana Barrett never, Sigourney Weaver. As I tend to not say a lot of the real, character names, because I think of these people as like these characters have so much of a history beyond the movies, so I'm like treating it as such.
Okay, I've tried this one twice already, so it's gotta be another one.
Yeah, but if anything, for me, I found a bootleg copy of Extreme Ghostbusters, and I watched it back.
This dimension is extremely volatile. It seems to be tearing itself apart.
And I thoroughly
Get out of here.
and I thoroughly enjoy that series. If anything, I did actually watch it, like as it came out on TV, before I would go to school, and I'd watch that. I'm like, wow, this is really fascinating, just because it's like,
Oh no.
Did you see something scary, Egon?
Stairs. Lots of stairs.
God, why all the stairs? Is it homage to the very first Ghostbuster movie, where they had to go up all those stairs? One thing, it wouldn't be a pain to go up all those stairs if you weren't like wearing like a 30-pound positron glider on your back or whatever. But yeah, but I'm sure a lot of athletic people like, hey, I do that every day. I go and I do this, and I have a weighted backpack on me, and blah blah blah. That's great. Okay, we got a little fuzzy duzzy there. Yeah, but it's I got like a kind of like a bootleg copy of Extreme Ghostbusters, the whole series, and I would watch it and enjoy it. It's like, oh, bootleg, what? It's like, well, there's not really, like, if anything, you can't really get you can't really get Extreme Ghostbusters.
Makes sense. I think I'm close to finding the exit.
Uh-oh. I've got bogeys. Heads up, boys, wherever you are.
Yeah, I see ya. But yeah, it's hard to find the whole series of Extreme Ghostbusters somewhere. Like, you can only get, like, volumes or whatever, and... like, that's what I was kind of sad. That's what was kind of sad about Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man has probably got to be the best. Has got to be the best Spider-Man animated series that I've seen, besides maybe the '90s Spider-Man, because how much nostalgia and how much like connection I had with that. But Ultimate Spider-Man is an amazing animated Spider-Man cartoon, and it was just sad that it was like, okay, well, if you want Ultimate Spider-Man, it's like, here's Volume 1, and that's all you get. And it's like, I'm like, I want the whole series. Like, I guess you can go into some, I'm sure maybe Disney streaming service now and see the whole series, but yeah, but you would have to pay to play, I'm sure. Yeah, because DC's streaming service, I think, is like $7.99 right now, and realistically, the only thing that I've heard that's any good to watch is Titans, but even that is a stretch to say that that show is that show is
Look for
good.
the long staircase. The exit portal is at the very top.
Keep moving, sport. You sure don't want to be trapped in here.
But I don't know, I haven't actually seen the Titan show, so I can't actually put my 2 cents on that until I've actually physically seen it. But I've just heard things, so...
Recruit, I had some trouble getting to the portal. Use the slime tether to bring the portal to you.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny how, like, they put these things in place, and then, like, you thoroughly have to use them. And it's just like, well, that's kind of like the whole point of the game. Like, if you went throughout the game and didn't use certain aspects of it, like, then it would make that part of something point. But, like,
That's the collector we're looking for.
I think he goes by Azit Lord now.
Hey, cadet, are you okay? Sounds like
Azit
it's getting
Lord?
closer.
Can you get to that portal at the top of the stairs?
no, I can't. It's too far. Can't reach it. I really enjoyed this little kind of like puzzle fitting exit strategy. It definitely um it definitely like this was like, hey, we really wanted to make a weird environment, and we really wanted to do some interesting stuff. Ideally, I don't remember anything from um because there's been a ton of weird stuff on Real Ghostbusters, and there's been a ton of weird stuff on Extreme Ghostbusters. Um, but I think maybe this probably environment could possibly maybe be similar to
I do like what they've done with the place here, but I hope that portal would have taken us back to the library.
Actually, we are back in the public library. The dimensional membrane must be extremely thin here.
Someone's holding us here. The Collector.
Yes, Azetlor wants to add to his collection, and he's probably not too happy about us taking the Gozerian Codex with us.
Oh yeah? What can a twisted little bookworm do to scare us?
He murdered Eleanor Twitty for it when he was alive, and a dozen others just to cover it up.
Hey, Collector! We're taking your book! What do you think about that? He's right behind me, isn't he?
Yes, I think you got his
yeah.
attention, Ray.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but if anything, that area kind of reminds me of maybe like the Doomsday door when you would go in there and you'd have to try and
My proton screen!
Look, his face is protected by black slime.
That must be the key! Hey, Junior, switch out your nozzle and hose him down!
it's like you'd have to try and survive through
Neutralize the black slime on his mask.
this little obstacle thing that and then like of course the thing before you enter through this little thing, you get this little like tree-like figure that's like, no one's ever gotten out alive, or no one's ever gotten out in one piece. and the Ghostbusters are still just like, well, we're not dead. It's like, no one is perfect. Oh, and by the way,
Oh no, I think we just exposed his angry side.
it was like,
Bring him down,
or no, it was something about,
can resist the proton stream.
God, it's been such a long time since I've seen that episode.
Hit him in the eye. We've almost got him.
Where I think the tree-looking character was like, oh, well, yeah, you gotta be dead to enter, and like Winston looks at him and he's like, well, we're not dead. He's like, well, nobody's perfect. Oh, and by the way,
I think it's working.
no one that's ever been alive has ever come out in one piece or something like that. And yeah, it's been such a long time since I've seen that episode. Definitely any real Ghostbusters things you can go ahead and see on Netflix if you aren't already aware that it's on Netflix.
We need to get out of here.
There's a new portal back here. Come on, Rook, that's gotta be the way up.
I know for me there were so many times where I bought like box sets of Ghostbusters and stuff like that, the real Ghostbusters, just to find out they were making another volume to come out. Now you can watch the whole entire thing on Netflix. There's so many.
Come on, Rook, we gotta get up.
There's a couple episodes that I missed through box sets that I saw on Netflix. And it's like, oh, cool.
I've been running all over this library, calling you, looking for you, nothing. We passed through a cross-dimensional portal into an alternate version of the New York Public Library and fought a 40-foot monster made out of priceless antiques to steal an ancient magical book.
Oh, well, that would explain it then. Next time, leave a note.
I just imagine him like taking a long breath and explaining that whole thing, and then after that,
Ray, does this mean anything to you?
Nope, it wasn't here the first time we came through.
What is it?
Not entirely sure, but whatever it is, you just turned it off.
Turn it back on.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Thin crust New York style with no visible anchovy.
Maybe later. Right now, I need to go back to the lab and take a look at this codex.
And analyze the data we've collected. It could help us when we go to the museum. Slice to go on the way?
I'm good.
Rookie's treat?
No.
And we need to know what this is.
I'll call for delivery. Again.
Good. Rookie Street? I don't think so.
Well, it's a great read, but nothing about that.
I know that symbol.
How?
It shows up sometimes in Sumerian ritual magic. There's a statue on loan at the museum that features it.
What does it represent?
Just a symbol. Signifies a path to obtain great power. Most of my colleagues assume it's an old constellation.
No consolation I ever saw. And I used to tell fortunes on Coney Island.
Is that right? Did you wear a turban?
No, man. A red velvet cape with moves. It was plush.
So we...
This. The codex does indicate there is some kind of feeder system required to channel energy to a destructor form.
A destructive form? Like Stay Puft? It's entirely possible that system and this pattern are connected.
It's possible.
Wait, you said the Gozerian statuary at the museum is on loan. From whom?
Ivo Shandor, the architect. Well, the Shandor Foundation. They control Shandor's remaining estate and holdings. Ivo is a big collector of Gozerian artifacts.
By Ivo Shandor the architect, you mean Ivo Shandor the genocidal maniac, right?
That's what I was researching when Gozer attacked me. Shandor's architecture firm was involved in a number of projects around town in the late early 1900s.
Including Dana Barrett's old building on Central Park West.
You mean the one with the extra-dimensional antenna that drew Gozer to our world so he could attempt to destroy it? He had a nice view of the park, though.
Yes, but he also did some renovations on existing buildings and a number of public works. There was controversy.
Another transition.
Renovations on the public library building on Fifth.
Right. And the Museum of Natural History.
Recent visitations, specific localized paranormal activity, singing Vikings.
They're all connected to Shandor and this pattern.
Give me 1 second. Let me explain a little bit. Gozer. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. A lot of people could say, why didn't Stay Puft stay as Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? He probably could have changed as something different. And maybe they did explain this in the game, maybe they didn't. But, if anything, Lewis, the lawyer that was in the first and second films, he said that Gozer came out at another time as a giant slore, whatever that is. It's in fire and brimstone and all of this. That was, I think, in some kind of other realm or other dimension. Where when Gozer comes now, Gozer's form of destruction can only be Stay Puft the Marshmallow Man, and he has to stay that way. There is no consistent changing. It's not like Stay Puft can come back as something different. It always has to be the same form of destruction, even though realistically Stay Puft Marshmallow Man at this point isn't really yeah, he's big, but realistically he is not like a Godzilla or hugely menacing creature that could easily destroy the Earth, because of course Ghostbusters are here to prevent that, luckily, which they have done on numerous occasions, having Stay Puft come back for some strange reason, whether it be to appease Egon's uncle in one episode of The Real Ghostbusters, so that way Egon's uncle could look at this frightening, huge being, and the Ghostbusters defend the city again and save the city from Stay Puft, and then and Egon's uncle would definitely demand that Egon stay doing this Ghostbusters job. Um, that was on one of the real Ghostbuster episodes. Along with, they actually used Stay Puft in some environment where they unleashed Stay Puft onto this certain area to fight this giant mantis character. And there was also another real Ghostbusters episode where I think there was some like hotel or something where there was a massive amount of ghosts in one area, and they unleashed Stay Puft onto this area so that way they could have maybe Stay Puft maybe try to like command these ghosts of some kind, or I don't remember. There was some other episode. It was strange, but I apologize for that huge amount of explanation. But I felt like maybe some people who aren't aware or probably just want to skip through this and don't care. But I think I needed to just say something nonetheless. Or ideally, there's people that are heavy into the Ghostbusters story that realistically they know all of this.
Egon, our new boss called again?
Please don't call him that. Just Peck. That's bad enough.
Peck called again? He's not happy. He says that if you guys fire just one more unauthorized proton stream, he'll shut us down for good.
Oh, boo-hoo. I'm scared of the Peck.
Hello, Ghostbusters. Yes. I don't think so.
Now is
No,
the season
it didn't
of
just stop
evil.
working. It doesn't just need toner. It literally exploded.
I
And
love
we're in
activating that
screen
old painting.
We should warn the mayor.
I don't know. He's likely to just sick Peck on us even more.
No.
Should get a closer look at the museum.
Well, the mayor's going to be at the museum for the exhibitioning opening gala tonight. It's where I need to be too.
Alyssa, you sure make work fun for me. Is business casual okay? I don't have a tux.
Are you kidding? He doesn't want you guys within 3 city blocks of the museum tonight. He thinks you make his campaign contributors nervous. Besides, that Peck guy will be at the party too.
Okay, Egon will stay here and finish analyzing the data from the library. The rest of us will go in by the service entrance of the museum and lay low. Peter can attend the party as Alyssa's guest and stay in plain sight of Peck.
And that frees us up to check out the rest of the building.
I love this plan. It's just dull enough to work. Il, I'm going to bring you a corsage.
Yes, we just arrived at the loading dock. Keep Peck distracted. We're going to poke around.
Okay, I'll take one for the team.
I apologize if this
Sign of the
episode...
curator. Alyssa told me he'd meet us right here.
I apologize if this episode is very dialogue heavy. But with how...
Something wanted out of this bomb in a big way.
With how much...
Watch out, black slime.
With how much...
Unchecked can eventually open a full interdimensional portal. Open doorway. Anything that wants to can come through. If a full portal has been opened, it has to be sealed. Door sealed shut. Somebody find the power.
With how much dialogue that this game already does have, I'm not surprised that I would have a episode completely to the brim of just them scientifically doing stuff.
Good work, Eagle Eye.
Just sitting
Look at
down
this.
thinking stuff out.
Something's trail packing material down the hall here.
Packing material and slime.
anything, I don't need to clean up this area. I just don't want to, like...
Was that a possessor?
Maybe. On the level 7 or above, too.
Didn't you used to fight Class 2s and 3s every now and then? What happened to them? It's too easy.
I'm just cleaning up the area.
I'm more worried that she'll stir things up around here.
Doing my
I
part
expect
for
we'll see her
society.
again sooner than we want to.
And another side piece here. Little mask.
Oh? Who's...
If you guys like to pause any of this and read any of it,
In
go
there.
ahead.
Somebody that wants out is who?
Hey, cadet, get in here and clear this off, please.
Be ready for anything. Possessors are tricky and powerful.
I'm like, yeah, there's no way for...
Oh,
There
Dr.
we go.
Rutherford. Z, meet the assistant curator of the museum.
Is that horrible, terrible thing gone?
Yeah, she's gone. You good?
Yes, I suppose so. I'm a big fan. I even had you over for my daughter's birthday a couple years ago.
Something's gonna happen to
Is
Ray.
that so? Yeah, well, I think we can get you a sticker or button or mug or t-shirt or something when we're done here.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Follow me. We'll go through the restoration department.
Plus, I had played this through so many times that I would just mess with all the Ghostbusters while I'm playing the game. It was freaking hilarious.
There it is again! Don't let it get me!
Don't you worry. You'll have to go through me first.
Ray's getting possessed again.
Can you help him?
Hold him down, young blood.
Man, that man just can't avoid getting a ghost inside of him. That sounded not as good as I thought it was gonna be. But hey, he did have that one wet dream about that lady ghost, so...
All right! You guys are really good.
Voila! That's fusion-based exorcism in a nutshell. Cleaner than somebody's head spinning all around in barbing pea soup.
Will he be okay?
How you doing, Ray?
How's it, Buzzer? How's it, Buzzer? Buzzer was it?
Ah, he'll be fine in a second.
He's just gonna be playing the role of Jar Jar Binks right now.
No, if this place is possessed by possessors, we'd better get to Peter fast. Venkman, we found the curator. We're on our way to the Gozer exhibit now.
I gotta give him an extra dose of goo.
Much to show you. Where to start? Things have been very strange since they started setting up that exhibit. Well, hello there.
Dig it, Peter. Ray got possessed again.
Aw, Z!
You'll have to go through me first. That's exactly what he said.
Just like a puppy. Every day's the first day.
Alright, here we are, partying it up.
No! I want the Ghostbusters ejected from this facility immediately.
Oh, come on.
His honor, Pecker. We've got news for him and a photo op. The mayor is indisposed right now. Anything you need to tell him goes through me. Not
Through you?
Peckby. This is for Jock alone. We won't wait for him.
I wanna go to the through you option.
Security, remove these men with excessive force.
Stuff's happening. Maybe you want to turn around and look.
Why do the good ones always play hard to get? What in the hell is going on here?
A paranormal event.
They got picked.
I never got here.
Gotta love them
Possessor
them
ghost.
dance
Kid,
moves.
you know what to do.
I know what not to do.
Can we honestly keep the ghost impact?
I'll see you all on Rikers Island for this.
Whoa, take a break. Do you
Ever shut up?
I think he's much better off with the ghost inside of him.
High. Could be trouble.
They're attacking the guests.
Could be trouble. I think that this might soon wrap up this part of this. I think this is part 4. But there will be a part 5 coming shortly, so as I double dipped into getting as much footage out as possible.
You got it! Oh my God!
Alright. Yeah, I think that is where we're going to conclude this part of this. So tune in to see the conclusion of this mission, of this museum debacle. If anything, I kind of hate leaving things at a cliffhanger. Especially like this mission is just kind of like half there, but I swear we're gonna get back to this soon and tell more story. And probably tonight I'm gonna record this again some more, so that way I can get the fill of all of my footage. So I hope that you guys appreciate if this felt like a big cliffhanger that we are going to tell so much more story. So hang in there. But I'm gonna say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.